Good day, this is the Hawk. On the eve of this most important election in the United States, I want everybody to take heed of what their decisions will be. I voted for President Trump, not because I feel that there is some untoward reason that I should do this, but records and facts speak for themselves. I cannot trust the Democratic Party. Not after the Black Lives Matter riots, the Antifa attacks on people, attacks on politicians, innocent people in the street, the murders that took place in these riots on innocent people trying to protect their properties. Not only that, the main information that is now coming out, about Hunter Biden and Biden's dealings with China and the Ukraine, and the fact that Hillary Clinton sold Uranium One to Russia, all the lies about documents about President Trump, and that's another thing. The DOJ, Mr. Barr, it's about time you did your job. Arrest somebody already. We're sick of hearing all this corruption and all this bad things that are going on. Arrest somebody already. We need to put these people in jail. These people are treasonous. They are traitors. People like Brenner, Clapper, Comey, Hillary Clinton, Bill Clinton, this foundation they have. If the evidence is there, we need to arrest these people. Not the underdogs that did all their dirty work, but the culprits at the top. We need to clean house. We need to get rid of all of these politicians that got their hands behind their back taking money from interest groups. We have to put a stop to these drug companies that are bribing our politicians and killing our people. It is ridiculous to be paying this kind of money for drugs. It is ridiculous that our medical insurance is the highest in the world. It is cheaper for our people to go overseas and get medical insurance. We are the most powerful country in the world, and we're being ripped off by our own politicians because they allow this to happen. This needs to stop. The Obamacare is absolute nonsense, and we all know it. All it is helping the drug companies feed money to these criminal politicians. We need to change. We need to change deeply. We need to get rid of this swamp. In the last 4 years, President Trump has gone through hell. He has been attacked every single which way but sideways. Now I have a question. I have a question for every other politician in the United States. When you point a finger, there's always three pointing back at you. Who are your supporters? Who is funding you? Who are you a consultant to what company? I know Orrin Hatch had this consultancy for about 150 companies. And that goes on for everybody, including Mitt Romney and all of the Democrats. Somebody's funding them. Somebody sold their soul to a company or an interest group. This needs to stop, and we need term limits. People like Pelosi and Feinstein, whose husband bought up all the post offices. How interesting is that? We have to clean up this corruption. Look at the history of the last 4 years. There was a huge brouhaha about the pipeline in North Dakota. The minute President Trump came into power, he signed an executive order and opened up that pipeline. A pipeline that never even went near that tribe. In fact, I can tell you this for a fact. When they went to clean up that campsite, there was human feces everywhere. There were dead bodies of animals and humans. There was trash that took them 6 months to clean up. The same people that were talking about their environment, they just left it there. How ironic is that? The cost factor to ship oil from North Dakota cost $17 a barrel. By opening that pipeline, that disappeared. That helps the economy. There is no logic in these arguments the Democrats come up with. People are pushing this green thing. But I can tell you right now, anybody that's got solar on their house, it gets dark. You need oil, no matter what you think. You need energy. You can't burn the trees. You can burn coal. And you can use solar and wind, but they're not reliable. Believe me, I know, because I've built them. So let me put it to you like this. In the last administration, President Obama told every colonel in the U.S. military that was over 30 years, has 30 years of experience, to resign. He fired 30 of our top generals, including Petraeus, who resolved the issues in Iraq, only to have Obama let them take it over again. Bombing dead hills there was nobody on, telling everybody he was fighting ISIS. He wasn't fighting anything. President Trump came in 6 weeks later, there was no more ISIS. They were scattered all over the place and devastated. He pulled us out of Syria. He got us out. He killed al-Baghdadi. Results: our economy exploded. People got their jobs back. People got jobs. Oil. We now oil independent. We don't need Saudi Arabia. We don't need Iraq. We don't need oil from Iran. Come to find out, there was some corruption and bribery going on with Iran in the last administration of the Democrats. When the evidence comes out, soon enough you will find out that Osama bin Laden is not dead. He's nobody. SEAL Team 6 were compromised. The whole thing was a hook. I want to see a body. I want to see pictures. I want to see DNA. That was never done. With Saddam Hussein, that was done. There was no DNA. There's a lot of things that don't make sense. On the eve of 9/11 in Benghazi, on the eve of 9/11 in Benghazi, the ambassador gets killed with Smith, the IT guy that worked in Camp Shield that I was in. He was the IT guy for Admiral Red. They get killed in Benghazi, left behind by our own administration, which was the Democrats. Same Democrats. They keep lying to black people that they're going to uplift them. They're going to do all this stuff. But look at your states. Every Democratic city, every Democratic state. Look at California today. It's an absolute mess. Huge taxes. People living in the street, feces everywhere. Where's Feinstein? Where's Pelosi? Where's Waters? They don't care. They're sitting there. They've been there for too long, doing nothing. What have they done to clean up these cities? To just sell the United States people to get a vote. They allow illegals to stay in their cities instead of being deported. That's another thing. Let's talk about the wall. The wall is halfway across America now, along the Mexican border. It could have been easily resolved by making it a federal offense, not a misdemeanor, coming into the United States illegally. You can never become a U.S. citizen. Not you, not your family, nobody. It was a simple passing a law, saved us billions of dollars. But because of the ignorance of politicians, these prostitute politicians selling our countrymen for a vote, this is what we have. So we have excuses about Trump. Yeah, I say again, look at yourself in the mirror and tell me that you are perfect, that you're a computer, that you can't make a mistake. You've never said the word pussy before. You've never said stupid stuff before in your past. He has done more for women and minorities than any other administration in the last 6 administrations. He's changing these laws that Biden and Clinton put in that incarcerated black people by the thousands for the minor things that they can't get out because it became a money-making racket. Look at our military now. It's back to strength, back on top, back where it needs to be. But it can be even stronger when we unite as people and we stop with this nonsense. We cannot have communism in this country. Socialism doesn't work. It never has. I agree with one thing and one thing only that the Democrats are all screaming for, but we're all screaming for it. We need a better medical system in this country, and we need to break these drug companies, and we need to break this medical insurance completely. This should not be a money-making racket. This should be for the health and welfare of our people. It should not cost what it's costing now. And the reason for it is liability insurance. We can remove this liability insurance by signing waivers and getting into systems where you cannot sue the doctors for huge amounts of money. They will just have to fix you and look after you for the rest of your life if they make a mistake. But liability insurance is what's killing this country. We must not lie about it. The drugs, they need to be brought down to minimum. Our people must come first. It is impossible to imagine that any insurance company in the world should make billions of dollars in profit every year. That's asinine. That is so wrong. And that is against our Constitution, because when you consider liberty and the health and wealth of our people. When you put people on a fine for not having insurance, that's not liberty. That's communism. That is control. Who are you people? You're violating my civil rights for freedom. Now you can vote for Joe Biden, who is half asleep, can't remember where he is most of the time, says the most idiotic things. And you can vote for Kamala Harris, who's a communist. And she's tokenist. She's just a token for Biden because he had no choice to put in there. Can't put Hillary, she's compromised. They all know it. They have nobody else. Why would you want to put an angry black woman who's a racist and a communist in control of the most powerful country in the world? We had 8 years of Obama, the biggest traitor and most illegal president we've ever had in this country. We still do not know for a fact where he was born. Ask the Kenyans, they'll tell you where he was born. He was born in Kinshasa. He was never a legal president. Everything that he did should be null and voided. But that's for you to decide. We to decide. We need to decide where to go here. I want to see a United States with a strong military, less foreign aid to all these countries that vote against us in the UN and do not support the United States. We need US-made goods exported, not made in China, not made in Mexico, not made in Canada. And if Canada and Mexico want to be part of the United States, let's go back to that as well. All these trade deals, everybody was screaming about Trump. Well, guess what? The reason they were screaming is because they were getting backhands. He fixed that. Now U.S. companies are getting better deals on shipping their goods out, and more people are getting employed. Let's talk about coronavirus. As far as I'm concerned, coronavirus was orchestrated by Bill Gates, Feige, or whatever his name is, and Obama. They paid for that. They paid that Chinese laboratory was experimenting on coronavirus, which is a flu virus. I find it very strange that all these numbers that are coming out are massive numbers. There's no heart attacks, no influenza, no bronchitis, no car accidents, no broken arms, no old age deaths. It's all coronavirus. It's all a lie. It's to control. Is there coronavirus? I haven't seen people stumbling and falling down like the videos we saw out of China. Did you? Have you ever seen anybody with coronavirus? I haven't. I heard about them. People are adamant. They got everybody standing 10 feet from each other with a mask on their face, controlling us. Watch, after this election, it'll go away. It'll disappear. Right before the election, whoop, there's a second wave. It doesn't make sense. I don't think Joe Biden would have known what to do right from the beginning. Trump got all the private companies involved to make ventilators. They had places outside these companies doing a helping for free, sent hundreds to different countries in short period of time. America, you have to vote for President Trump. And you have to vote for freedom. We have no choice. Think of the things that the Democrats have done. Our schooling, the universities, just in Utah, if you go up there, everybody's a liberal. They deliberately put rainbow flags and Biden and Trump, anti-Trump stuff all over their stuff because they want to pass their exams. They can't get past the professors. The professors are so liberal, they literally make sure that these students don't pass. That's wrong. These people need to go. Our professors should not be liberal. They should not be teaching their communist nonsense. And all the teachers and the teachers' unions in the United States needs to be controlled extremely strictly. I'm a conservative. I want my children to learn about history, but not communist history. I want them to learn about history. I want them to learn about the real things, about geography, about the world, but where countries are, what the capital of cities are, who's the leaders of these cities, what happened in the Middle Ages, what happened through the Crusades, what happened through the Black years, in the medieval years, what happened to all that history, where's that gone? I bet you if you got 50 geography teachers in a room, they wouldn't be able to tell you where Iraq is, or Australia, or maybe Sri Lanka, or even Jordan. Most of them don't know where they are. They teach just used American history, American geography. That's it. They don't know the rest of the world. That's sad. The rest of the world has passed us up on math, on all these other things. Most of our children can't afford to go to university anymore because it became a business. What are we doing? We have to make America great again. Look at the hospitals today. Many of the doctors are Indians from India because our people can't become doctors, they can't afford it. That's sad. You ever thought that maybe just one of our children would come up with a cure for cancer or a cure for coronavirus, for goodness sake? Alzheimer's. Maybe there's an alternative to antibiotics. Maybe something. We are letting these people go to waste. We're dumbing down our children. Deliberately. Why? You attack people for openness, and yet our Constitution says that we need freedom. Freedom of speech. You have Twitter, Google, Amazon, Facebook, controlling. Where's the freedom of speech? They've been taken to Congress how many times, and they promise, but it's not true. You put something up that's controversial, they'll take it down. They won't give you a reason. They won't tell you why they took it down. Is that right? Is that freedom? No, it's not. They have your information. They're tracking everything you do. They're selling it. They're selling it to everybody. China is stealing our technology and copying it, our military technology, because of the Clintons who sold it to them, and Obama. Everything that we design, they copy. And they use. And I can guarantee you in the next 20 years, they're going to try. But we have to be stronger than them. We have to be stronger than them. And we have to shut up. And we have to be smart. Right now, the Democratic Party is not the party to vote for. I would say you vote for the Republican Party this time, but we must establish a third party. There is too much control in the hands of 554 members of this government, controlling almost 400 million people's lives. And these people have lost connection to the people of the United States because of money, corruption, the swamp. They refuse to do anything because they're going to affect their pocket. They go there, sit there, get medical insurance for free for the rest of their lives. They get a pension for the rest of their lives. There are many things that we need to fix. One of them is property tax. You don't own your house. Even if you pay it off, you are paying money to some county or some city or some bureaucrat who could come and take your house from you. That's wrong. Your pension is taxed to the limit. If you die, they come and take your stuff. What did you work for all these years? What are we working for? We're working for a communist government? When your house is paid off, your taxes are paid off. That's it. That should be it. You're paying utilities. That's all they need. They don't need no more. Why are we paying property tax after your house is paid off? You'll never own your home. I hope President Trump is listening. Right now, he is the only man that can solve this problem. And being a lame duck president, he can rarely change this problem. That war will be finished. These sanctuary cities will be cleaned out. Aid will be stopped to many of these countries that are voting against us. Many of these criminals that were in there before, lying and being traitors to the United States, like Clapper, Brenner, Hillary Clinton, Comey, and many, many others, need to be arrested and put in jail and held accountable for what they have done and the damage they have done for the last 4 years. All the leaders of Antifa, Black Lives Matter, and anybody that does these so-called peaceful rallies where there's fire involved, damage to property, or anything, assault, murder, held accountable, put in jail. The law must prevail. If we have no law, what's the point? President Trump has done far more for this country in 4 years than I can tell you 10 administrations have done in the last 10 administrations. I can't say that enough. Does he say some stupid stuff? I think it's a game. I think it's a game. If you read his book, The Art of the Game, you're all running down a rabbit hole while he's fixing something else. All I'm asking President Trump to do when he's re-elected is to fix South Africa before it becomes a bloody nightmare, which it is already. I want full-blown economic sanctions. It's in the description below. For 1 million signatures, I've got a petition. I'd like to mention something else before I leave. Meghan Markle has registered domain names for every election for the next 20 elections. Make you think, don't it? But on election day, please, take your brother who can't walk. Take your sister who can't walk. Take your cousin. Take 10 people. But everybody needs to go vote. If they can't get their ballot, they pick the ballot up and go there with them. Do not allow these communists to take over our country, ruin our children's lives. The future of this country is in your hands today. And it's extremely important that President Trump wins. This video will most likely come down the minute I put it up. They'll say something about community standards or something, which just proves my point that the Constitution has been violated, raped by these democratic Neanderthals. It is kind of like back in the day when they would burn libraries, kill intellectuals, smother anything that's out there to keep the noise down. During the medieval times, only the Catholic Church could be educated. The priests and the peasants below were not allowed to read because it was easy to control. Not like that anymore. The internet has opened the eyes of many, many people. But slowly but surely, they're taking control of that too, to shut us down. It always happens. We need freedom. And freedom comes with a price. And that price is, you have to get off your butt and go and vote. Do not let these people influence our children. I've seen too many young children running down the street, screaming Black Lives Matter, not knowing why they're doing it. They think they're helping black people. Of course they're helping black people. But the statistics don't match the narrative. More white people are killed by police than anybody else. More black people are killed by black people. It's a lie. Is there racism? Oh, hell yes. But I see it on both sides. I see it on both sides. It's okay to call me a honky. It's okay to call me a cracker. But the minute I say the N-word, all hell breaks loose. Where's the double standards? All these comedians can say whatever they like, but as soon as we say it, it becomes a problem. Why is it okay to have color in your organizations? Anything that puts color there is racism. Black awards, Black Lives Matter, black this, black that, black beauty competitions. It's wrong. If you want equal rights, get rid of the racism. There is only one race in this world. That's the human race. If you can't see that, then you'll always be a racist. You cannot force people on one another, but you can live together. And everybody has a choice, free will, to decide what they want. I just want to tell all my subscribers, thank you very much for the subscriptions. Thank you for the likes. Thank you for the shares. And if you can, donate to the cup of coffee every now and again. I'd appreciate it. It helps keep the channel running. The link is in the description below and on the cover page of my site. I hope you all make the right decision on the 4th. Vote for President Trump. Vote for a new America, a better America. And let's hope we can clean up the swamp, clean up this disgusting mess that's been going on for 4 years. Actually, for 12 years. We need to find out what they did and why. You cannot have Joe Biden, who is half senile, or Kamala Harris, who's a communist racist, in there. Anybody else but these people. And sadly, in America today, we do not have options but extremely rich people that are controlled by interest groups. This is the Hawk. I'm out of here. Think of your future. Take care.